In this session, we will see the concept of stability in feedback amplifiers. We know that the transfer function of a amplifier with feedback is given by, so we will show it as AF of S is equal to A of S divided by 1 plus beta into A of S, where A of S is a open loop gain while beta into AS is a loop gain. Here we are assuming that the feed forward amplifier gain is a function of frequency. So, and feedback factor beta is a constant in the range between 0 to 1, and the feedback factor is independent of frequency. Now in this case, if we write, so this is equal to the ratio of Y of S to X of S, where Y of S is the output and X of S is the input. Now at certain frequency, it might happen that beta into AS becomes equal to -1. If this happens, then AF of S will be infinity. Now in this case, what is going to happen is we are going to get oscillations at the output of a amplifier. So it will be unstable system. We know that for negative feedback, beta into AS should be positive. So at certain frequencies, it might happen that beta into AS become negative and it becomes a positive feedback. And if positive feedback is there, there will be built up of output even in the absence of the input signal. So this kind of circuits have applications in circuits like oscillator. As a special case where beta into AS has a magnitude equal to 1 and the angle equal to -180 degree, or the phase equal to -180 degree, we will have beta into AS is equal to -1 and we will get the infinite gain. Now for this to happen, so this should not happen in the amplifiers. Amplifier should have negative feedback, and we know the advantages of negative feedback when we studied in detail the feedback amplifiers with negative feedback. So in order to have beta into AS is equal to 1, beta into AS is nothing but beta into A of j omega is equal to -1. So we know that the magnitude of beta into AS should be equal to 1 and angle of beta into AS should be equal to -180 degree. When this happens at one particular frequency, the amplifier will be having infinite gain, which is unstable system. Now we will see what is the significance of it. That is, this beta magnitude of loop gain equal to 1 and the phase angle of loop gain is equal to -180 degree. This condition is called as the Barkhausen's criteria, and it should not happen that at the same frequency the loop gain should not be equal to 1 and the angle of loop gain should not be equal to -180 degree. Now we will see when it can happen. So first case is we are considering the one pole amplifier. You should understand here that beta is a constant. So nature of open loop gain, which is equal to AS, and loop gain, which is beta into AS, will be same. Beta is a constant. It is independent of frequency. In open loop amplifier, the feed forward amplifier transfer function will be having the form A0 upon 1 plus S by omega p. So in this case, if I plot the Bode plot for this particular function, so we will have a structure something like this. Right, so this is the location of pole omega p, and the slope will be here minus 20 dB per decade. So what we have plotted here is 20 log of A into beta. So the loop gain has been plotted. Remember that loop gain and the closed loop gain, the structure of a Bode plot will be similar because beta is constant. So, and the frequency is plotted on this axis. So similarly, if we plot phase versus frequency, so we will get at omega p, at frequency less than omega p, very less than omega p, the angle will be 0. At frequency omega is equal to omega p, the angle will reduce to minus 45 degree, and at a frequency very higher than omega p, the angle will try to reach to the value of minus 90 degree. So here you can see that in a single pole system, even with feedback, because in feedback it can be written as AF of S, we can write it as A0 upon 1 plus S by omega p divided by 1 plus beta into A0 divided by 1 plus S by omega p, which if it is simplified, we have done this already, can be written as A0 divided by 1 plus beta into A0 divided by 1 plus S divided by omega p into 1 plus beta into A0. So gain has reduced by a factor of 1 plus beta A0, and the bandwidth has increased by a factor of 1 plus beta into A0. So in this case, the maximum phase that we can achieve is minus 90 degree. So it is not possible to reach a value of minus 180 degree, and that's why the amplifier with single pole will be unconditionally stable. Instability issue will not be there in case of single pole amplifiers. Now we will take a case where the amplifier with 2 poles. In such case, I will write only the transfer function of feed forward amplifier. I told you that the nature of amplifier with feedback or loop gain will be having a nature similar to the feed forward amplifier. So it is A0 divided by 1 plus S by omega p1 into 1 plus S by omega p2. So for this amplifier, if I plot the Bode plot, so initially the gain will be constant. After first pole it will reduce by a rate of minus 20 dB per decade, and at the occurrence of second pole, the slope becomes minus 40 dB per decade. So this slope is minus 20 dB per decade, while this slope will be minus 40 dB per decade. And we will have this frequency, which is called the gain bandwidth product, or it is not a gain bandwidth product for a two-pole system, it is a unity gain frequency. So it is a unity gain frequency. We will see what is the importance of this unity gain frequency. It is also called as the gain crossover frequency. It is a frequency at which the loop gain becomes equal to 1. Now if we plot the phase, so this is the location of first pole, omega p1, and this is the second pole, omega p2. Now if we see the phase plot, we will be getting at omega p1 phase will be minus 45 degree. It will go towards the 90 value, and again another second pole happens, so this angle becomes equal to minus 135. So here it is minus 45 degree. Here it approaches towards a value of minus 90 degree, and at second pole it reaches to a value of minus 135 degree, and then after that it will tend towards the final value, which is equal to minus 180 degree. So the angle of, or the phase angle of minus 180 degree will be reached almost at a frequency equal to infinity. So in this case also it is very difficult to have the phase angle equal to minus 180 degree at some finite frequency. So in terms of conceptually, this amplifier will not be also having instability problem. So this amplifier will be also stable, but we are going to see that the angle by which the phase is more positive than minus 180 degree plays a critical role. So that we will see that the frequency at which the loop gain crosses 1 or 0 dB, at that frequency the phase angle of a loop gain should be more positive than minus 180 degree. So by how much it should be positive than minus 180 degree, that we will see towards the end of this particular session. So conceptually this system is also stable, but there is an effect called as a ringing effect if the difference between actual phase and minus 180 degree is not having a sufficient value. So such effect is called as a ringing effect. Conceptually, when we apply the step input, to the amplifier, what happens if there is a ringing effect? Then the response will be having the ringing effect, something like it will die out, but output will take time. So this is output, this is the input that is applied. So this is called as a ringing effect. In order to not to have the ringing effect in the response of an amplifier to a step input, there should be minimum value of phase angle of a loop gain in a positive direction from minus 180 degree angle. So that we are going to see what is the ideal value for this phase angle margin called as a phase margin. We will see what is phase margin and what is the ideal value for it. So even in this case, in case of amplifier with two poles, we do not have a practical problem of having minus 180 degree phase angle at a sufficiently low frequency. Minus 180 degree angle will be achieved only at infinite frequency. Third one is amplifier with three poles, three or more poles. So each pole introduces a phase angle of minus 90 degree. So with three poles, we will be having minus 270 degree phase angle in a loop gain, and so it passes through minus 180 degree. So at a sufficiently low frequency, it might have the phase angle equal to minus 180 degree, and that will create a problem of instability under certain conditions. So we will write a transfer function in such case of a feed forward amplifier. It is A naught divided by 1 plus S by omega P1 into 1 plus S by omega P2 into 1 plus S by omega P3. Here we are assuming omega P1, omega P2 and omega P3, they are sufficiently apart from each other. There is a proper separation between these frequencies. So in such case, plot will be, initially the gain will be constant, then there will be minus 20 dB per decade slope after first pole. After second pole, it becomes minus 40 dB per decade, and after third pole, it becomes minus 60 dB per decade. So this is omega P1, this is omega P2, and the third one is omega P3. This is important frequency where the loop gain, we are plotting here 20 log of loop gain AB, A into beta. So this is minus 20 dB per decade. This is minus 40 dB per decade. And here the slope is minus 60 dB per decade. The most important one is the phase angle. So at omega P1, the angle reaches a value of minus 45 degree, and then it tends to move towards 90 degree. So this is minus 45 degree. So at a sufficiently higher frequency than omega P1 but less than P2, it reaches to a value of minus 90 degree. As omega P2 is reached, again the angle reaches to a value of minus 135 degree at a sufficiently higher frequency. At a sufficiently higher frequency, this will reach to a value of say 180 degree, minus 180 degree, and at omega P3 it will reach to a value of minus 225 degree, and at a very large frequency, the final at infinity, this phase angle will be very close to minus 270 degree. So you can see that this is the angle where, or this is the frequency where the phase angle of a loop gain reaches a value of minus 180 degree. And you can see that at this point, if the magnitude of a loop gain is 1 or greater than 1, there will be instability problem. Okay, so practically speaking, the system will be unstable under the situation where the system has 3 or more poles. But you should understand that the ringing effect will also be present in case of amplifier having 2 poles. So we say that instability issue is there in systems having 2 or more poles. Okay, now we will see that what is the condition for stability then. So for this we will see the concept of, so we are going to study the concept of phase margin and gain margin. Okay, so you might have studied in subjects like control system. As per the Nyquist criteria, the magnitude of a gain in a closed loop system, the magnitude of a gain should be less than 1 at the phase angle of minus 180 degree of the loop gain. So if the gain is, so if I plot, suppose we have a system, general system, which has a transfer function something like this. So this is the frequency at which this is 20 log of loop gain A into beta has been plotted here. So initially it is constant, and at the occurrence of poles it will start reducing. At a particular frequency the loop gain becomes equal to 1. So the frequency at which the loop gain becomes 1 or 0 dB, in terms of dB it will be 0, such frequency is called as gain crossover frequency. Gain crossover frequency, which is indicated by omega gx. Now in case of phase, if I plot phase, so phase will start reducing based on number of poles. At one particular frequency, the phase angle might reach to a value equal to minus 180 degree, and it is going to fall further. So this is minus 180 degree. So the frequency at which, the phase angle of a loop gain becomes equal to minus 180 degree, such frequency is called as the phase crossover frequency. Phase crossover frequency, and it is shown by omega px. And I told you, when the angle is, phase angle of a loop gain is minus 180 degree at a particular frequency, at that frequency the magnitude of a loop gain should be less than 1. If it is greater than 1, then the system will be unstable. So from this discussion, it is very clear that omega gx should be less than omega px for the system to be stable. So this is one condition for stability. Okay, so always the gain crossover frequency should be less than phase crossover frequency. If the gain crossover frequency is larger than, say, phase crossover frequency, suppose this is minus 180 degree. So you can see that if I plot it, the gain is greater than 1. In such case, this is phase I have plotted, this is phase, this is gain. So such systems are unstable. Okay, so this is omega gx while this is omega px. So here omega gx is greater than omega px, so system is unstable. Okay, so this is the concept of the gain crossover frequency and phase crossover frequency. Now we will define what is meant by the phase margin and gain margin. So again I will plot the magnitude plot of a loop gain in dB and the phase plot. So if we plot it, a general graph structure will be something like this. This is omega gx, and similarly we are plotting the phase plot. Suppose this is the angle of 180 degree. This is minus 180 degree. Okay, so this frequency, the frequency corresponding to it will be called as omega px. Now at omega gx, at a frequency equal to omega gx, definitely the phase of a loop gain will be more positive than minus 180 degree. So this difference in the phase angle at gain crossover frequency is called as phase margin. Okay, so I will formally define the phase margin as 180 degree plus angle of loop gain A beta is called as phase margin. It is a positive number. What I said is, by how much amount the phase angle is more positive than minus 180 degree at gain crossover frequency is called as a phase margin. In a similar manner, the gain margin is defined as the amount by which gain is different from 0 dB at a frequency equal to omega px. That is at a phase margin or phase crossover frequency, the amount by which the gain is different from 0 dB is called as the gain margin. Remember that at phase crossover frequency, the gain of amplifier should be less than 1 in order to have stability in the overall system. If it is greater than 1, then the system will be unstable. So these concepts are very important. Now phase margin is very important in deciding the ringing effect. So we will see what should be the value of phase margin so that there will be less ringing effect or the response of an amplifier to step input is as flat as possible. So we will take different cases. I will not do the calculation for phase margin less than 45 degree. You can do it on your own by the procedure that I am going to explain you now. Suppose we will take first case where the phase margin is equal to 45 degree. This is possible only when angle of A into beta, that is the loop gain, is equal to minus 135 degree. Okay, because phase margin is defined at gain crossover frequency. So this is going to happen at gain crossover frequency. Now we know that AF of S, AF of S, which is equal to AF of J omega, is given by A of S divided by 1 plus beta into A of S, which we can write it as A of J omega divided by 1 plus beta into A of J omega. Now we have to see what happens at gain crossover frequency. At omega equal to omega gx, we know that the loop gain is equal to 1. So magnitude of, or I will write magnitude of beta into A of J omega is equal to 1, right? So this should be equal to 1, and angle of beta into A of J omega is already given as minus 135 degree, right? So if I write AF at omega equal to omega gx, it can be written as A at J omega gx divided by 1 plus beta into A J omega gx. Now we have to see what is the value of this. So we know that this has a magnitude equal to 1 and angle equal to minus 135 degree. Similarly, so magnitude of beta into A J omega gx is equal to 1. That is possible only when magnitude of A J omega gx is equal to 1 by beta. Then only it is possible to have the magnitude of this loop gain equal to 1. Okay, so we can write it as A of J omega gx divided by 1 plus beta into J omega. So the magnitude of it is 1 and angle is J minus 135 degree. Right, so So we have written this expression in angular format. So magnitude is 1 and angle is minus J 135 degree. We are interested in only the magnitude. So magnitude of A of F at omega gx, it is magnitude of A j omega gx divided by 1 plus, so if we do the calculation it will be minus 0.707 minus 0.707 j. Okay, just I will check it by doing the calculation. So it is equal to, right, it is minus 0.7, so I will take only one digit here. So in order to simplify it, minus 0.7 j, so which is equal to magnitude of A of j omega x is given by 1 by beta divided by, it is 0.3 minus 0.7 j. So I have to take the magnitude of this also, magnitude of this, so which is equal to 1 by beta divided by point, so the magnitude of this this one complex number is 0.76, which is equal to 1.3 divided by beta. You should understand that ideally for a closed loop system, the DC gain is given by A upon 1 plus beta A, and we neglect 1 because 1 is very less, so we get it as 1 by beta. So at very low frequency it is 1 by beta. Of course it is 20 log of 1 by beta. This is the DC gain and it starts reducing. But we see that at omega px, sorry, omega gx, the closed loop gain is 1.3 times the open loop gain. So there will be shoot or picking at omega gx and then it again drop down. So this picking is 1.3 times, so 1 by beta multiplied by 1.3 will be the picking at low frequency. This is with phase angle equal to 45 degree. Okay, this should be very clear. So second calculation we will do, so we will get picking at omega gx. It is not good. You should have a flat response. Gain should not increase at the gain crossover frequency. So second is when phase angle is equal to, or sorry, phase margin equal to, phase margin equal to 60 degree. So in that case this will happen when angle of A into beta, that is the loop gain, is equal to minus 120 degree. So if we do the similar kind of analysis, so that is AJ or AF at S is equal to A of S divided by 1 plus beta into A of S. We are interested in a magnitude at gain crossover frequency. So this is AF at GX, omega GX is equal to A at J omega GX divided by 1 plus beta into A at j omega gx. At gain crossover frequency, magnitude of a loop gain is equal to 1 and the phase angle is minus 120 degree. So it is written as A j of omega gx divided by 1 plus magnitude is 1. So 1 e to the power minus j 120 degree. So if I write A of f at omega gx magnitude of A of j omega gx divided by, it is 1 minus, I will just do the calculation, 0.5 minus 0.866 j. So magnitude of this, we know that at gain crossover frequency, beta into A of j omega gx, that is the loop gain at gain crossover frequency, is equal to 1. That is possible only when magnitude of A j omega gx is equal to 1 by beta. So this is 1 by beta divided by magnitude of this complex number is equal to 1. So it is 1 by beta. So in this case, if I plot, this is 20 log of 1 by beta. This is the possible DC gain at low frequencies. So it is 20 log of beta, and as soon as omega gx frequency occurs, it will not pick up like previous case but will drop down after this. So it is very close to 1 by beta, or it is equal to 1 by beta. So there is no picking when the phase angle is 60 degree, phase margin is 60 degree. So that's why in more practical cases, while designing an amplifier with stable response, the phase margin should be greater than or equal to 60 degree. If you do it, the similar calculation for phase margin equal to say 90 degree, you will get the magnitude of A of f, magnitude of A of f at omega gx, it will be equal to 0.7 divided by beta, which is 3 dB lower than the flat band gain, which is equal to 1 by beta. So by this method we can see that the minimum phase angle required is 60 degree. So in this case, in phase margin equal to 90 degree, if I do the plot, I will be getting it as, so it will be 20 log of 1 plus beta flat band gain. It will start reducing, and at frequency equal to omega gx, it will be less by 3 dB at the gain crossover frequency. So that's all about the stability. So in order to have a stable systems, we should have gain crossover frequency less than phase crossover frequency. This is the first condition. And in order to not have ringing effect at the output of amplifier, that is for a smooth transition from a smooth curve between output and input, we should have the phase margin greater than 60 degree, so that there is no ringing effect in the response of amplifier. So you can see the complete explanation about stability in this slide. Then what is the concept of the gain margin and phase margin has been explained here, and why there is a necessity of phase margin greater than 60 degree. Sometimes even 45 degree phase margin is okay, because those ringing effects are going to settle down after some time. So response will be somewhat slower. So ideally we should have phase margin equal to 60 degree or more than 60 degree. That's all. I will stop here.